This year. Like I said, like, you can sit in front of the table.
Okay. How are you all doing? Do we have I came into city offices today to fill out some forms and all that fun stuff. And sorry, it's taken us so long to get started. Do we have a quorum? Do I need to call and
We need to call a roll call.
have
I
that
got
back? Let's see. Bill Cunningham, are you here?
Aye.
Hi. Ryan Cross, are you here?
Yes.
Linda, are you here? Nope. Luke,
I'm here.
how about Clarence? Clarence, is that you? Nope. How about Brad?
I'm here.
And lastly, it says no next to Tamaya, but Tamaya, are you here?
Blair, can you hear me?
Who's that?
Linda?
Oh, yep, Linda is here.
I think I was on mute, sorry.
Okay, perfect. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this. We're gonna do everything by roll call, and so it'll be a little rough. So when you make your motions in seconds, please announce who you are to make life easy. And call this meeting to order, and you would have gotten your packets and received minutes from the June 1st meeting. Any questions or comments about those? With that, I'd seek a motion in a second.
Motion to approve Cunningham.
Thanks, Bill. Do we have a second?
Second, Brad Knowles.
Thanks, Brad. All those in favor, I'll just go down I'll say your name and just say aye or nay. Bill Cunningham,
Aye.
Ryan Cross,
Aye.
Linda Carr,
Yes.
Luke, Luke Atkinson? Yep. there.
Aye.
Clarence is not here. Aye. And Brad.
Aye.
Perfect. Our first item up for consideration. Item 3A.
Item 3A, MS-0062 sidewalks at I-240 South May Avenue, I-240 South Penn, and I-240 South Western Avenue. These are creating sidewalk connections from the north and south on each of those streets and across east and west, so the I-240 service road access. We're needing just 173,000 left to go ahead and finish that up. We're trying to utilize 2007 streets listed surplus funds.
Does anyone have any questions about pedestrian crossways? That's not the agenda you gave me doesn't have that. What did, he's on 3B then, according to this one, right? I'll just,
What?
He says 3A.
What's the project number? MCO62.
MS-0662.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm dealing with an old agenda or a rough draft of an agenda in front of me. Is there any other questions about the council item MS-62? I don't hear any questions. Does any, Bill, do you got a question or a motion?
Oh, just making sure I was on the right one. Okay, I've got it.
I'll make a motion to approve. This is Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
I'll make a
Linda-
motion. Sorry.
Cunningham.
I think Linda and Bill both have got a second in there. Are there, just to make sure, there are no questions on this before I call the vote? Okay, hearing no questions, we'll move this vote along. Bill Cunningham,
Aye.
Ryan Cross,
Aye.
Linda Carr,
Yes.
Luke Atkinson,
Aye.
Brad Knowles.
Aye.
Aye, for last. All right, item 3A carries. Next one.
Item 3B, MS-0113. These are sidewalks that we're going to put on the south side of 122nd, connecting the library to some neighborhoods. The Patience South Ladding Library, also known as the Northwest Library. And so it'll connect these three neighborhoods on the south side to said library. We're needing about 200,000 in 2007 streets listed surplus funds. Library's right there.
Is this the dinosaur? This is the dinosaur library, correct?
No, this was,
Yes. It has the dinosaur statue out front.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like the dinosaur library.
the oil well through the road.
Yes. Okay, I just want, thank you.
There's a dinosaur and an oil rig.
Oh, it's a beautiful library. We have frequented it many times ourselves, but thankfully I haven't had to walk to it. Are there any other questions about adding sidewalks to make it easier for people to get to this lovely library?
I'll
Hearing
make a
none-
motion to approve. That's Luke Atkinson.
Thanks, Luke. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Cunningham.
Bill, but there was somebody right before, but I know Bill said second as well. Those in favor, we're going to go down the list. Bill,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Linda Carr,
Yes.
Luke,
Aye.
Brad,
Aye.
and I say aye. Wonderful. Next one up to bid.
Item 3C, MS-0114, again, sidewalks. We're connecting these along May Avenue from Early Wine Boulevard, which is a Lake Ridge neighborhood, south to the Early Wine Park. Up, if you can see the mouse, up here in this northwest quadrant is a new assisted living center that is built. We're connecting these sidewalks down to the trail facility there. We're needing 200,000 for that one as well, the 2007 streets listed surplus funds.
Does anyone have questions about the Early Wine Boulevard South May project?
This is Linda. I have a question.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
appears to me, I could be wrong, I live in that area, that if we are on the west side of the road there, from the assisted living center down, are we going all the way down to Early Wine Park to where the just park starts and it's got the trail, or are we going all the way to 119th?
No,
with
ma'am,
the sidewalk?
just to the north side of the park, and we'll make that little diagonal cut right there to the trail.
Okay, so then somebody would just get on the trail if they want to walk all the way down to 119th. So it seems like we're missing a little bit where if you wanted to walk up in Lake Ridge to the intersection of 104th and May, because you've got the already existing sidewalk because of the assisted living center. But there's a very small area that still wouldn't be sidewalked all the way up to where the shopping center is. I mean, it's a very small area, but it would, you're back going in grass. Did anybody look at that to see why we didn't put sidewalks the other direction for that, just that short amount of work?
We're pulling up Google Earth right now.
Yeah, Linda, we thought that everything was connected there in front of the Firestone and McDonald's and over through the west.
I don't believe so. I think there's some grass between the Firestone and the assisted living center.
Do you think it's about 100 feet? Or
No, it's not very much, not at all.
We would include it. We would make sure that it was a continuous path.
Okay, from 89th down to the Early Wine
yes, ma'am.
area. Okay, great.
Wonderful. Any other questions?
We can fit that easily in there.
Thank you.
Any other questions about the early wine project? Hear a motion?
So moved. It's Brad Knowles.
Thanks, Brad. Second?
Linda, I would
Cunningham,
Linda got it in there first. Thank you, Linda. Thanks, Bill, as well. We'll go ahead and call the vote. Bill,
aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Linda,
yes.
Luke,
Aye.
Brad,
Aye.
and I say aye as well. One more, correct? There it is.
Yes, sir. We have one more after this.
Okay.
Item 3D, PC-0746, resurfacing. So this will just stay right within the footprint that it's there now. So there's 3 separate projects in this one larger project. We're partnering with 4 acres off of these 3 locations. As you can see in red on the north side, on the top of this aerial map here, that correlates with the red square here and the condition there. And then of course, yellow and blue do the same. There's 3 separate sections here. One's along Grove Avenue from Northwest 50th to Northwest 58th. The other one's along West Wilshire Boulevard from MacArthur Boulevard to West Lake Hefner Drive. The other one is along North MacArthur Boulevard to 34th, well, from 34th to 36th. What it is we, as a city, we have the west half of this road, the yellow and blue, and then as it pertains to the red one, we have the south half of the road, and 4 Acres has the other part of it, the east and the south side. So this is a partner project with them. We're just going to give them additional funds in the amount of $367,500 out of the 2007 streets listed funds, surplus funds. We go ahead and they'll do the work and everything else. We're just issuing them a check to complete that.
When you say they will be doing the work, is it their people? Do they contract it out?
Yeah, it'll be contracted out.
Are there any other questions about item 3D?
Linda Carr recommend.
Thank you, Linda. Do you have a second?
Second, Luke Atkinson.
Thank you, Luke. We've called the vote. Bill,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Linda,
Yes.
Luke,
Aye.
Brad,
Aye.
and I say aye. And you said there's one more?
Yes, 2 more, sorry. Item 3E, MC-0669. It's ADA improvements across Northwest Expressway on Villa Avenue, connecting to another library, Belle Isle Library. And so this is helping take care of that connection where there's a barrier with Northwest Highway for pedestrian traffic. We're going to use 500,000. We're requesting 500,000 from the 2007 traffic listed surplus.
It's not as pretty a library, but has anybody got any questions?
Being renovated.
I know it's being renovated, but they don't have a pretty dinosaur out front. What do you want me to say? Does anybody else have any questions about item 3E?
No.
Any motion?
It's Ryan, I'll motion.
Second, Brad.
Ryan, and then was it Brad the second? I think.
Yes.
Yes, he gave me a hands up. Perfect. We'll go through the roll call then. And Bill,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Linda,
Yes.
Luke,
Aye.
Blair, me, aye. Brad.
Yes.
Okay. That goes, is that the end of the, so we're going to the informational items?
No, I have one more for you.
Oh, we have one more? Okay, what's that?
We're back at the Patience S. Ladding Northwest Library improvements here. This is item 3F MB-1433. It's improvements. We're putting blinds in the library for the shade to deal with the west sun. What we're trying to do is switch out some money from the 2007 bond program with the 2000 monies. And that request is for $49,193 come out of the 2000 library listed surplus funds. We've already authorized it in the 07, but we'd like to utilize the remainder of our 2000 money that we have.
Any questions about item 3E? F.
I'll make a motion to approve. Luke
Thank you.
Atkinson.
Do we have a second?
Linda, second.
Thank you, Linda. Call the vote. Bill?
Aye.
Ryan?
Aye.
Linda?
Yes.
Luke?
Aye.
Brad?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Okay, now we've gotten through the agenda, correct?
Yes, sir. Informational items.
I'm just gonna slide this camera around for the go bond. I don't know if it's aimed correctly, but
Hello. Just want to
Question.
apologize for the rough start to the meeting this morning, but I will go over the Geo Bond executive summary. For the month of May, we had a very aggressive month and had bond expenditures of 12.8 million. Then that exceeded our 12-month average expenditures of 8.8 million by over $4 million. We track and maintain an 85% requirement for the IRS. And the last month that we track that for the 2017 sale year. And I'm happy to announce that we had 89% as of the end of May, which is a lot of accolades go to the finance department and the bond program for the finance area and the bond program in public works. They did a lot of work to, get the amounts expended out of the current sale year that we were tracking. We continue to track, and if you look, we exceeded last year at this time, the 2016 sale year, we ended that at 86%. And this year we got the 89%. As well as all the other sale years, the 2018 and 2019 sale years are above last year's percents as well. You look at box 3, that just shows our Geo Bond remaining bond balance, and we currently have 176.5 million in our Geo Bond program that we are working to spend. Are there any questions?
all right. That being said, we're done with the go bond. New business, I just wanted to pass along that this is actually my last meeting as chair. I moved out of the ward. I moved to Ward 2. I'm the Ward 8 representative, so I have to resign from this committee. It's been fun. It's been informational, and it's nothing personal. I'm just thankful that actually I'm staying within the city and didn't get sucked into the Nichols Hills world that my wife so richly wanted. With that being, is there any other items from the committee members or citizens to be heard, obviously? Or if not, with that.
Committee question. Technical.
Okay.
Were we supposed to be able to see any of these projects?
If you would have opened up your OKC Prime app, you would have been able to follow along and watch. And so I would say, Bill, it might be okay to get another, because we're going to be doing this. This is going to be done for a foreseeable future. So you might want to schedule with Erica or IT or whomever, someone to give yourself another tutorial of how this dual system is supposed to work of Prime, Gov, or whatever it's called, and Zoom so that you can communicate. I can just genuinely say with a smile on my face, this sounds like somebody else's problem, but yeah. That's, that you, we're gonna be doing it like this for a while, Bill, and you may, but instead of doing it
I,
at the time of the
I
meeting.
had assumed that the very first page, that gives instructions for the teleconference meeting would have all of that, but it does not. Is that correct?
Bill, this one's got a lot more moving parts than your standard Zoom. And so, like I said, before the meeting, I wouldn't do it the day of the meeting. I would schedule something the week before, and go through a tutorial and set aside, a good few little bit, because there's actually 2 programs that you're going to end up running at the same time. Is there any other questions? With that being said, we are adjourned.